What's up guys, and welcome back to Sliced. And welcome back to Ramadan recipes. This is recipe number 6. If you're wondering where number 5 is, it's on TikTok. If you're wondering where number 4, 3, 2 and 1 are, you're gonna have to scroll back here because they're also on this channel. So if you're new, you're gonna have to scroll down. What can I say, I'm everywhere. So you're gonna have to go and check that out. Now, one thing about Ramadan is that it brings out a lot of our sort of guilty pleasures. We like to have lots of fatty things for iftar, and so I'm going to show you a recipe that's sort of a compromise, right? It's not the healthiest thing, but it's going to be a lot healthier than the stuff you're eating, but it will still taste amazing, trust me. So let's go ahead and make that.
Right, so let's start with a really basic marinade. We're going with some tandoori masala, 1 tablespoon per chicken breast, 1 whole lime and 1 whole lemon, and of course some chicken. I've gone with about 6 breasts. You go with however many you want. I'm also using a little bit of olive oil, and to top off our wraps, I'm using some gem lettuce, and then for a raita, using a cucumber, some spring onion, some fresh mint, some low-fat yogurt, and finally I'm going to serve it with a load of root vegetables. We're just going to fry it up. It's going to be really healthy. It's going to be super good. So let's go. We're going to start by rolling our lemon. This is going to get the most juice out of it, and then cutting it at a diagonal angle, not cutting it straight down the middle. If you cut it at an angle, it's going to release a lot more juice. So we're just going to squeeze all the lemon and lime juice into our powder. It doesn't matter if any of the pips get in, that's absolutely fine. It's just going to cook off anyway. And then I'm going to go ahead and put our olive oil in this mix as well, and just give it a really good mix until it's nice and smooth. It's a very forgiving recipe. You can add and chop and change however much you want. We're going to go ahead and add this to our chicken, and I know what you're thinking. This doesn't look like a lot of masala, but trust me, once you mix it in, you'll find that a little bit of masala goes a long way. And as you can see right at the end, every ounce of chicken is covered in masala. And so now we can move on to our raita. So we're going to get all of our mint leaves that we've picked, roll it up as tightly as possible, and then chop it into really fine little pieces, just like that. We can go ahead and chuck that into a container, and then we can move on to our spring onions. This is not really a traditional thing that you put in raita, but I like to use it anyway. I'm just going to remove the tops because they're a little bit wilted, and then you can go ahead and slice it up nice and fine, being careful to not chop your fingers off, and just chuck the whole thing into your container as well. And finally, with our cucumber, I'm cutting it in half to make it easier to grate, and then I'm going to grate both halves until it's all one lovely big lump. Squeeze the excess juice out so that your raita isn't very watery, and then go ahead and add that to your mix as well.
You know when you've got oily skin, you might think that putting more oil on top of oily skin is not good.
Yeah.
But that's not true. The reason your skin is oily is because your skin is dry.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
How the hell does that make sense?
If your skin is dry, it produces more oils than you need to counteract it. But as a result, it produces too many oils.
So I'm not here trying to wipe the oils off my face and actually put them on.
Yeah.
Right, so after I rethink my life, we're going to go ahead and add some Greek yogurt to our mix and give it a little season with some salt. You can add some cumin as well if you'd like, otherwise just leave it as it is. And then we're going to go ahead and prep our gem lettuce just by taking the bottoms off, cutting it into eighths, and then giving it a good wash. And finally, with our root veg, you're going to give it a peel, a wash, slice it up into little wedges, and then leave it to one side until you're ready to cook. So when you're ready to cook it, just hit a little bit of olive oil in a hot pan, add in your root veg, season it with some salt and pepper, and give it a little toss until it's nice and caramelized, and put it to one side. And then in the same pan, when your pan is smoking hot, add in your tandoori chicken. You want to cook it to the point where it looks burnt. And it's always nice when you intentionally burn things, right? And this is just going to give it a really nice, intense, smoky flavor. That's what you want to achieve with tandoori. So let's plate it up, shall we? We're going to put a naan on a plate, and then just, you know, however you want to do it really. I'm putting some gem lettuce on one side, the raita in the middle, and just sticking my tandoori chicken on the end, just like that. And you can go ahead and serve that up with your lovely caramelized root veg, and that makes for a really nice, filling and healthy iftar if I don't say so myself. So if you'd like to see more of these videos, please like, subscribe, and follow me on my socials at sliced_YT.